Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday night wrap for the 22nd of April. This is Barry Fear with you here, and welcome along to you. It's a lovely evening here, 6 minutes past 7 o'clock, or should I say it again? It's 6 minutes past 7 o'clock, and we've got a big show for you coming up tonight. Well, first up, I am pleased to say that the coronavirus curve is going down, not going up. And to tell us more about that, good evening to Kit. Welcome to you. Thanks for joining me on the show in the studio tonight.
Thank you, Barry Veer. It's always good to be back in the studio. Like Barry mentioned before, we're going to talk about the coronavirus. Um, but yeah, it's always great to be back in the studio, and we're looking forward to the message will be coming across to you guys.
Well, we've also got a food idea coming up on the show. We'll get to that later. But first, the coronavirus. It has affected lots of people's lives, their jobs, their livelihood, and not being able to go out. Here's my outsider for his opening sequence on this.
Yeah, that's right. Like Barry said, that it's the coronavirus is affecting everyone, and not only you, but Barry and I. Um, we all affected in a different way. People they got no job, people they're not going out, people they um, whatever they do in a day, their routine is it's not happening because of the coronavirus.
Now, sadly, on Saturday night, the one just gone, a couple of people got arrested for flouting the rules, and we're going to say this again. Don't be a fool and flout the rules, or you will get a $1,000 fine in the mail and a visit from the police and a knock on the door. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, that's right. We already have a restriction from the government and from the health department that limited the area that you are, whenever you're going, or the beach, or the catering. We already have that. We already received a warning from the government, but some people they still not listening and still wanna be a hero and go out and get fun, and that's what happened.
And don't spit at police officers either, because if they catch you out like eating a kebab in public, you will get fined $1,000 and a knock on the door. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, they did, especially the cops. They did to do their job, to do a good job to try not to tell people to go home, and they're not there to abuse and get spit by people, and it's not good.
And don't swear at the police either. Here's my outsider.
That's true. You have to show some respect, dignity, and the cops is there to protect our states and protect our people from spreading the coronavirus.
And we know that it's going to be a very different Anzac Day this year. Here's my outsider.
That's going to be like very very disappointing for a lot of people, especially the returning service people from war and the people that we remember. their hard work. That's why we have the freedom right now, and it's very hard to not to celebrate the day on the Anzac Day, but we remember them in a different way. If you're at home or you anywhere you participate in celebrating the Anzac Day, it's very hard this year to see that happen.
So go down, okay, to your driveway and pay your respects there. Here's my offside.
Yeah, in the morning, get up early in the morning in the dawn, stand outside and look at the sunrise and think about those people. Um, and you remember those hardworking people.
So we had brought this message up before. Um, please stay home, guys. We know it's going to be a difficult and that day. Don't be an idiot and don't go out. Here's my offside.
Yeah, guys, we have to listen very, very carefully, especially the coronavirus is going down. From everybody will keep distant and staying home, but we try to keep that and minimize the coronavirus from spreading. Yes, like Barry says, stay home.
Because like like I've been saying on many of my YouTube videos, please don't be an absolute fool, guys. Don't risk getting a $1,000 fine. Please don't do that. And whilst you are at home, guys, occupy your mind. Have some board games out, card games, and things like that. Here's my outsider.
Yeah. Gary's already mentioned a lot of things, but gardening is one thing. Have a family activity of doing gardening at home or clean the house. Or I know probably a lot of people that do the cleaning, but please stay home.
And do something constructive, guys. Like don't be complacent. Be patient. Cook up a lot of delicious food, guys, like lasagna and sausage rolls, and maybe a meatloaf or a vegetable loaf. Here's my offside.
Mm. That's I know when this lockdown and everybody, like Gary say, a lot of cooking, a lot of eating. But yeah, think about some recipe that you enjoy with your family for dinner or for lunch, like Barry say, lasagna, or sausage roll, or meatloaf.
Or,
Think about.
or a nice hearty pasta bake or spaghetti bolognese. Because guys, we know that we're bringing this message up, but I've been asked by my manager here at the studio to bring you an important video. We know that it has been tough for you guys over the past 3 and a bit weeks, but if you start getting complacent now, we will be back at square one, and we don't want that to happen. Here's my offside.
That's right. We don't want to see that happen again. We don't want to stay home all day, guys. We want to go out. We want to do something like the normal day we do before. You keep staying home and don't be an idiot. Go out and start trouble, and please just stay home.
And remember, sanitize your hands, guys. Disinfect everything. It's and keep your benches clean, your kitchen's clean, everything. Here's my offside.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta keep everything clean, sanitize up, disinfect your private area, like the toilet and stuff like that. Disinfect it, the door hinge, the electricity switch, the power switch, and everything you think that you're gonna touch a lot, you're gonna disinfect that.
Well, now it's time for something positive on the show now. Well, tonight we had lasagna for dinner, and it was a real hit. Here's my offside.
Yeah. Like Barry said, that's why the client came out with a menu, especially Barry. He's the good cook here in this house. They bring a recipe out and they cook a lasagna for dinner tonight. And I'm telling you, delicious.
Now, bellissimo. Now, we've already mentioned on how to make lasagna, so we won't mention it again. But another favorite is sausage rolls. Now, who loves sausage rolls? Here's my outsider.
Sausage roll any day of the day, any time of the day. Oh, loved it. But that one that we have tonight is amazing.
Like lasagna, guys, you just can't go wrong with it. So look up a recipe on how to make lasagna and sausage rolls. Two delicious things you can cook, and even some Anzac biscuits. Because leading up to Anzac Day on Saturday, guys, why not get the kids involved in the kitchen and make a big batch of Anzac biscuits that have morning tea or afternoon tea or even dessert. Here's my offside.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right. You know, Anzac is around the corner. That's what is going to be a family activity for you guys to do. Like Barry said, make some Anzac cookies, you know, get yourself ready. Yeah, but the way they make the lasagna today, it's quite amazing.
And because, guys, you need to keep your mind occupied. Here's my offside.
Yeah, like cooking is one of the things that keep your mind occupied, or like baking is one thing. Um, and then it's a lot involved with that. Like kids can whip it up the eggs or anything the kids will get involved. They will love it.
And make sure that you have a clean kitchen surface, guys. Make sure that you've got your equipment and the ingredients ready for you to make the following item. Here's my offsider.
Agreed. You can't go wrong with clean surface because right now with the coronavirus, anything you need everything in the kitchen to be clean before you do.
And make sure that you've got your apron and a nice and an old shirt or for your daughter an old dress so that she can't dirty her nice dress. Here's my offside.
Yeah, get them involved, get them, get dirty, making the food and stuff like that. That will be laughing, happy.
And make sure that you clean your surfaces well after you finish in the kitchen so it is ready for you to use the next time around, and make sure that you preheat your oven to the right temperature before you put anything in. If you're making a cake, guys, make sure you've got a suitable cake tin for making a cake, and make sure that you blend your ingredients well before putting into the cake tin. And most importantly, guys, grease your cake tin, because you need to have a well greased cake tin. Here's my offsider.
Yeah. Whatever Barry's mentioned to you guys about, especially when you cook meat in your kitchen, gotta be clean it good, wipe it good, clean your chopping board, clean it good. Like Barry said, for the next cooking, get ready for the next.
Because, and also make sure that you keep an eye on your cake or biscuits, and don't put the oven on up too hot. Check on your recipe how long to bake your cake or your loaf or your biscuits for. Here's my offside.
Yeah, that's right. Keep your eye on it. You don't want to get burned.
And make sure you've got a pair of oven mitts to take your dish out of the oven, and make sure you've got an oven-proof dish. Here's my offsider.
That's right. That's what you got to do. You got to look out for your cookies, and whatever is tastes good with that, you got to look out for it. You don't want your cookies to get burned. That's not good.
It's the same with anything you are putting in the oven. Like if something is browning too quickly, guys, cover it with foil, and again keep an eye on it. Well, now we're nearing the end of our show. The last two topics we'd like to bring up is, please be there for one another during this difficult time. Be patient, be vigilant, don't have an argument or a fight. Here's my offside.
Yeah, that's right. You know, you're not alone. We all in this together, guys. As soon we obey the laws, sit at home, get the virus out, we are soon we will be out there in another way.
But in the meantime, guys, okay, sanitize your hands using Aquam or some hand wash over there. Make sure you've got enough paper towels to dry your hands with. And here's my offside.
Yeah, that's the key point. You gotta sanitize your hand before you shake hands and after you shake hands, and keep it clean,
Well,
keep it washed.
we can't shake
Oh, we
hands.
can't shake hands.
So no hugging, kissing, or touching. The most important thing, guys, is safe distancing, 1.5 meters. Okay, this is very important. Here's my offsider.
Yeah, that's one thing you do, and please don't touch your face more often. You gotta wash your face, wash your head, um, keep it um, keep it away from the virus.
So this show tonight has not only been about the coronavirus, we brought you some food ideas, and last thing, a drink idea, a watermelon juice. Now, who loves the watermelon juice? Simply cut some watermelon up, guys. Place it in a blender and blend until smooth. Here's my offside.
Yeah. That's what you're gonna make a watermelon drink or any drink from fruit, especially orange juice. It's good, healthy. Have some orange juice and some water. Um, keep your body healthy.
And we must uh, keep hydrated, guys, during this difficult time. And I have some hot drinks as well. Here's my offside.
Yeah, especially water. Gotta hydrate your body. Keep it nice and hydrated. Will be fine, and your body will be healthy.
And your body will thank you for it. Well, now we're into the closing segment of the show for Wednesday, the 22nd of April, nearly 7:30 here in the studio. Our closing message tonight, we'd like to encourage you to email your friends and talk to them on Skype or on Facebook or via email. You've got your phone there, okay? Don't just sit in your bedroom sulking like a 5-year-old and think that you've got nothing to do or nobody to talk to, because that's absolutely nonsense. Here's my offsider.
That's right. That's right. Try to keep yourself occupied and talk to someone, friend, neighbor, on Skype with some family around the world. Yeah, that's how you keep yourself occupied.
And use your phone.
Or you too, yeah.
And guys, write down a few sentences like I did tonight before dinner. Tell people how you've been coping, guys, what you've been up to, because this is important. If you don't tell people how you're feeling, how are they going to help you in the long run? And don't have an angry outburst because you can't do something. Here's my offside.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta do something, You gotta be patient and yeah, that's what we have to do. Just be patient.
And remember, we are all in this together. And we are now into the final message and sign off on the show. The number that we rely on 24 hours a day, that is 000. Please do not ring that number unless you have an emergency. We have said this many times when we brought the show to you, and we're going to say it again, because if we don't get the message out to you about not calling 000, somebody is going to put someone's life at risk. Here's my offsider to bring us in with his closing message.
Yeah, like Barry's saying that we always talk to you guys about calling 000. This one of the message. That's one of the phone number that we don't really mucking around with or playing around because that number is very important to everybody around Australia, especially right now, coronavirus. Please don't call 000 because unless you have someone in your family or your neighbor having a emergency and call 0.
And you can call Lifeline as well on 131114. That number again for Lifeline 131114. And remember, don't just sit in your home and suffer. Get out there and talk to someone. Here's my offside.
Yeah. Don't sit at home and just try to go outside, just in your house, do something, get your brain occupied, and you'll be okay.
But if you don't do anything or tell anyone how you're feeling, please, you're the one that's going to be suffering. Here's my outsider for his closing message.
Not even you be suffering, but you can put pressure on your family as well. You know, try to be helpful because everybody going through this difficult time. It's not only you or me or Barry. Everybody go through this hard time.
So we'd like to leave you now with a quote at 28 minutes before 8. Please don't act like a fool. Stay home, stay safe, and if you need something from the shop, get someone to get it for you. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, that's right. Get someone. Only one person in the family can go and do the shopping, whatever you let all the family go down to the shop. Just one person go down.
So don't be an idiot, guys. We know it's been frustrating, but please hang in there. Be patient, be vigilant. And on that note, guys, it is time for us to wrap this show up now. Thanks for your company this evening on the show, and we look forward to the next show on Saturday, and we'll go over some of those things again. And remember, take a book and go outside to get some fresh air, get some food into you, and things like that. So, on that note, it is time to say good night to you now, and thanks for your company. Here's my outsider to say his good night now.
Thank you everyone for listening to me and Barry for tonight, and hopefully we'll um, tell you more on Saturday about more of the coronavirus and our update. Okay, thank you guys for listening. If you need to talk to us or if you will need to say something, please write a comment to Barry Fear. He's the producer, and let us know what you feel, and then we'll back to you on Saturday.
And also, um, sanitize your hands, guys. Hygiene is very important here right now, so we're going to leave you with those tips, and this program is proudly brought to you by Apple, a hand sanitizer. And on that note, the time is now 25 to 8. Time to say goodnight now, and we'll see you again on Saturday. Here's my outsider now to give you his final good night and message.
Good night, everyone, and thank you for listening to us and watching our show. We'll be back to you this Saturday with more conversation. And thank you, and have a great night, and see you soon.
And from all of us here at Oceana, This has been Barry Fair and Kit wishing you a very good night, and from us now, a very good evening at nearly 24 minutes to 8. Good night, everybody. Have a good sleep, and we'll talk to you next time. Good night, everybody.
Radio.